Ladies and gentlemen, introducing you to the opening bout on our card here tonight. This is a Beatdown 8 presented by Beatdown Promotions. Our first bout is brought to you with thanks to Next Gen. We do it in the bantamweight division. Introducing to you first, standing across in the blue corner, took the scale 60.85 kilos. From Brisbane, trained out of the CMA gym, steps into the cage for fight number 2 tonight, looking for his first win. This is Milo His opponent standing across the cage in the red corner. Tipped the scales at 60.55 kilos. From Brisbane, the River City, he's trained out of the base training centre. He too steps into the cage. Fight number 2, looking to open his winning account. Give it up, this is Zain, Khanar! The man in the middle is Mr. Phil Cassidy.
Let's fight!
Khanar vs Drover. This fight, as mentioned, brought to you by Next Gen Constructions, our major sponsor. Khanar choosing to be in the southpaw stance. Oh, and the boys are going already. Drover looked like he's found the mark more than once. Khanar's head almost straight up, even as he's throwing and defending. Oh, and a huge kick. That sounded like a baseball bat just hitting flesh.
Yeah, Khanar's last bout, although he did struggle with the grappling a little bit, before he got taken down, he was throwing absolute bombs. Some of them landing sounded like a gunshot going off, which is very impressive for an amateur on their first bout.
Bit of the same from Khanar. He doesn't seem to be setting up too much, and then he doesn't really have an escape plan. Just trying some shots on and seeing if they fit. One shot again. Oh, and he throws a combination. Brings his hips with him this time. And now it's him who's finding the chin of Drover.
He's having a lot of success with that left hand out of the southpaw stance and standing in that open stance.
When you don't have a lot of that experience fighting a lefty, you're used to it just being a jab. And then you fight a southpaw and that jab's all of a sudden a cross. It hits you the same, but it doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. You definitely have to respect it because it can catch you out and the shot lands. It's a massive shot.
1 minute, Milo, 1 minute.
Feeling out process for both boys. Khanar just almost biting down on his mouthpiece each and every time that he throws. You can see. Looks so stern. Even then, he's just eating 2 to the face. Drover already breathing out of his mouth. Oh, beautiful. Immediately goes into the tie clinch. Almost a bit of tit-for-tat.
Yeah, it looks to me like Khanar's waiting to try and set up that left hand again that he had some success with in the earlier portion of this round. Oh, there it is.
I agree. Both boys almost allergic to defense. Just choosing to use the forearms guard. As Khanar hits that left hand, this time he brought it around and a huge kick. Decent first round, both boys 0-1. Usually when we say that 0 has got to go, it's 2 undefeated fighters, but this time it's somebody has to win. Somebody is going to finally get their hand raised and be in the victor's column. A very fun round, a methodical round, which we're not used to with these amateurs. Usually they're coming out with a chip on their shoulder. Khanar and Drover give us a lot to mull over, showing a little bit more patience and experience. And when you've already tasted that loss and it's the only result you've had in a fight, going 0-1, you really do not want to give that fight away. So we're seeing a little bit more patience. We're seeing them set up their shots, if not a little bit too apprehensive.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think the boys probably both, they had a similar story of their first fight where they maybe ran in a little bit too hard, got taken down, and struggled from there. So they're both looking to keep their distance and punch on.
Driver choosing to be the aggressor now. Oh! He was about 2 feet away and he still hit the head kick. Khanar choosing to turn it back on. They can almost find each other whenever they want. With these shots, if they're willing to eat one and get in, chances are you're going to hit the other guy as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Khanar's doing a bit of a better job taking advantage of the open stance that they're in, landing the heavier punches.
Yeah, I totally agree. He knows the rules. He's hand fighting a little bit more. He's choosing which angles to throw from, and he's letting that rear hand go.
Yeah, and it is landing clean multiple times already again.
Khanar just willing to get in there and get it done. You see him going for that hand fight, but Drover smartly now, when he reaches for your hand, man, just go. Yeah. Because chances are he's setting something up. Speaking of setups, that one just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, the right side of Milo's taking a beating. You can see some redness there already.
It is. It's that classic southpaw attack. You kick the body, kick for the head, throw that rear hand. Trilemma, almost giving him too much to respect. We're seeing Khanar seem to slow down now, breathing from his mouth. His hands are coming down. It could be because he was loading up those shots.
Yeah, I agree.
Drover finding success.
It's been a while. It seemed to me they hadn't really landed too many significant punches until that last exchange.
Still seeing a little bit of the inexperience in Drover, just the way he reacts. He leans his head back. His hands are up, but they're kind of just there for show.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And it also appears sometimes when he's in a good position to attack, he just doesn't quite have the timing to pull the trigger.
Agree. So he's hesitant even there. That should have been a shot. Even if you miss, the fact that you're sort of thinking about punching. Oh, and again, it's not the head movement you want.
Definitely.
Oh, and he lands a two-piece back on Khanar. If you're going to go, you might as well go. Little mouse under the eye of Khanar. Now Khanar's the one who's apprehensive. Drover opting to fold his hand as Khanar was going for the kick. Absolutely. Push forward, says the corner, and he does just that. Round 2 in the books. I do not envy being a judge because that was a bit of back and forth. Constantly. It was you go, I go, you go, I go.
Yeah, I think Milo did a much better job at the end of that round using his right hand to fire back from the power side rather than just taking the significant portion of the power punches.
It kind of reminds me, and I'm dating myself here, remember the show Who Dares Wins? It's almost like whoever dares, like if you go, you'll probably win, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Like whoever goes, like if you can get out of first gear and you're into second gear, you might not be driving fast, but you're winning.
Yeah, you're right, and we saw that play out at the end of the round.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the end of the round here. Drover just choosing to go. It only takes one good one, and usually if you throw a three-piece, you land the first one, the other two will land.
Fingers when you're reaching out to grab that wrist, okay? Make sure it's on the wrist and we're good, yeah?
Final round, boys. Ready? Ready? Let's fight!
Final round and fantastic experience for both these boys. Mostly a stand-up affair. It has been a stand-up affair. Khanar just looking to go now. Drover going to work. He looks at home in his clinch. I love that. And he loves it too. I've jinxed us. I said there was no grappling, and now here we are. But staying busy are the boys.
Yeah, it looks to me like Khanar was and I would have said the same thing if I was coaching him. Probably he needs to close the distance a little bit more after he lands those great punches, because he's doing a good job and probably not capitalizing on them as best he possibly could.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And a little bit of following as well. He was almost one step behind Khanar rather than cutting him off and using the cage as a weapon. Speaking of using the cage as a weapon, Khanar turns him, gets Drover against the cage, and he turns him back. This is the story of the fight. Whether they're on the feet, whether they're clinching against the cage, it really is that back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely a tough one to judge.
Jocelyn's position, very, very deep underhook and the body lock.
Yeah, Milo's. Yeah, he's finally established that body lock, so I think that would definitely put him in the driver's seat now. He's moved away from it to an over/under position. He got reversed.
Trying to break his Khanar. That was a fantastic head post. Oh, I love that. You almost get lulled into the grappling exchange, and then out of nowhere, the knee just pops up.
Yeah, that was a sneaky one. Great work by Khanar there.
Khanar just trying to get any sort of strike going as Drover heads around to his back.
Yeah, Drover, he has a great position, but it almost looks like he's just not exactly sure what to do with it. It's going to be very hard to lift your partner and mat return them when they're hinged at the hips and bent over like that.
He almost needs to go the exact other way, almost put weight on his hands.
Absolutely, yeah.
At what point do you break from this? If you're Milo Drover, like best case, you hold on. And worst case, he breaks it. So he could take the initiative and he could start striking early. Oh, and he changes it to a tie clinch. Fantastic. At least he's making it work. There's double underhooks if he wants that takedown. Now's the time.
Yeah, great job by Milo to get the body lock multiple times. Just wasn't quite able to capitalize on having such a powerful grip.
Good fight from both boys. Definitely a hard fight. Zapped the energy and the will out of each other on the feet by throwing shots and eating shots, and then right at the end, that cage work is so grueling. It's so painful. It really strikes at your heart when you're already tired, and then you've got somebody not just pressuring you, but you're carrying their weight as well. No matter what happens, fantastic experience for both boys. As we cut to our next-gen construction replay. Huge knees for Drover, and his control looks so good. His hand placement right on the crown, not on the neck. Being able to rip the head down, that was beautiful. If anything, I would have liked to see him go to it more. He knew what he was doing in that tie clinch. As the boys get a little bit of support before the decision. Our judges deliberating. Beautiful display of sportsmanship from both boys. Good fight to get us started. As we head back into the cage with James O'Shea for our official decision.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get set to make this one official. Please put your hands together for both of our fighters. They deserve your applause. What a way to kick us off here tonight. And also a big thank you to Next Gen, the sponsors of this particular bout. Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecards after 3 rounds, and they read this way. The first card scored the contest 30-27. The second judge judged the contest 29-28. And your third judge scored the contest 29-28, all to your winner by unanimous decision. And it goes to the blue corner,